Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Miriam. If this is your first time coming on here, welcome back. I have so many updates for you guys, but today's video is not about that, so let's just get straight into it. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing ways you can use to get accommodation before arriving in Canada. I got a couple of people ask me, I'm coming for school, or can you tell me how I can get accommodation, or I'm relocating and I need accommodation, can you help me with that? So I just thought I'll share, because luckily enough we have some friends coming to Canada in a couple of weeks, and it's been interesting just being involved in the whole process and trying to help them to get accommodation and all of that stuff. So before we jump right in, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do. I give lots of tips and I have so many helpful videos on my channel, so make sure you check that out. You need to know what someone that is lending their house to you is going to require, especially if you're still in Nigeria and you want to start looking for accommodation before arriving here. They'll probably require you to have like a reference or a guarantor or something like that. So the fact that you're not in the country doesn't really give them all the necessary documents they need, so they might be skeptical about that, but we'll get into how to overcome that. But just have that in mind, like you might get lots of rejection or lots of people not answering you. So that's the aim of this video, to tell you like ways that you can use to overcome this and get an accommodation even before arriving in Canada. So one thing you can do, if you already have your documents sorted and you know like, okay, in 2 weeks I'm gonna be in Canada, you have your number, what some people do is you can download some app that gives you like a Canadian number. So when you're getting in touch with this house owners, you can use a Canadian number to like get in touch with them, and they already they are more receptive because it's a Canadian number. And when you speak to them, you can then explain your situation, that, oh, you know what, I'm gonna be arriving either alone or with my family on this date, and I'm looking ahead for accommodation and stuff like that. You're a permanent resident, like give them like information about your status, then they're able to listen to you. I think that's the first thing. Try to get in touch and across to them, so that at least they can be open-minded to listen to you and hear something. I'm not sure which app to use, but if I find out, I'll leave it in the comment section below. I know there's some app that you can download and it will give you like a Canadian number, that whenever you're calling somebody, it shows the Canadian number and you can like talk to them. So let's get into where can you find accommodation before arriving in Canada. One easy place to find accommodation directly and talk to the house owner directly is Facebook Market. Yes, I know. Before like this all moving to Canada, I didn't know you could find accommodation on Facebook Market, but actually the first place we were staying before this current place, my husband got it on Facebook Market. So you go on Facebook Market, you go into categories, select rentals or whatnot, and put like the location that you want, especially if you have like a particular location that you're looking for accommodation in. So put the location and you start seeing. The reason why I said this is the easiest way is because most times it's the house owners that put the offers on Facebook Market. It's not really an agent. Yet you see lots of agents there, but most times it's the house owners. So it gives you the opportunity to talk to the person directly and explain your situation. And sometimes you're able to like even like go into concluding and all of that, just because you're talking to the person directly and they can make easier decision. So yeah, Facebook Market is a number one place. Secondly, this is not really a place, it's just a way you can also get accommodation, is if you know somebody and you're going to the same city, and maybe let's say you have a sibling or a friend, they can search on your behalf and go and do all the viewings on your behalf. This one is a great way for you to actually get someone to go and look at the accommodation for you, because I mean Facebook Market, you can conclude and all of that and pay maybe deposit or whatever you're required to pay, but sometimes you can't really go and see the accommodation yourself. But when you get someone like a sibling or a friend, they can actually go do the viewing for you, and at the same time sometimes they can stand as your guarantor, because they also nice seeing somebody face to face, and they're able to talk to somebody face to face, so they can negotiate all of that for you, like call you on video call, show you around, make sure they are asking the right questions, because they've been here as well, so they probably know the questions to ask, and they don't get like all excited or just in a hurry to get somewhere. So I would say if you know somebody, friend, family, cousins, whatever, like try to use them to help you to get an accommodation, especially if you're going to the same city. Another way that people use to get accommodation before arrival, or when they arrive before getting like a permanent place, is Airbnb. So they get Airbnb for a couple of weeks or months, just so they don't pay for something all the way in Nigeria full time, like for 1 year, and they get to the place, it turns to what I paid for, what I got. So sometimes people prefer to just get like a temporary place first, and then they start looking for a permanent place, and they can pay in full for that. This is a good way if you're very particular. Let's say you have kids and you really want to be in a particular area that there's school, you want to know the proximity to their schools or hospital or the grocery store or something like that. I would say this can be a good option, and if you don't know anybody like in that area, this could be a really good option. But one thing I would say is it's a bit tricky, because sometimes people get the Airbnb and they don't really find what they're looking for earlier to move into a permanent place, and they spend so much time in the Airbnb that they end up spending so much money. So just be careful when you're getting an Airbnb. Make sure you're getting somewhere that is not too expensive, that you can afford for like a couple of months, in case you don't get what you're looking for right away when you land in the country. But again, like I said, if you're going to Alberta, for example, you don't know anybody, you don't want to commit yourself to a 1 year payment or go and pay a landlord and story enter the whole situation, you just want to play it safe, I would say get Airbnb, rent it from the time you're gonna land and to the time, like maybe for a couple of weeks or months, and then when you arrive you can start strategizing how to get like a permanent place. And remember, at this time when you arrive, you're gonna have like all your documents anyway, so it will be easier for you to negotiate and for you to talk to the landlord and conclude on things like faster. So yeah. Next one is in terms of website that you can use to search for accommodation. One is Kijiji, so you can go on, I think it's kijiji.com or .ca. Again, I'm gonna leave all the links that I'm mentioning in the comment section below, so it's easier for you to access. You can go on Craigslist as well. You can go on Rental LO, I think, and Rental Faster. So Kijiji, Craigslist, Rental LO, Rental Faster. Those are like some top like website that you can use to actually just search for accommodation and look at what's out there. And just looking at all this website, it kind of like give you the idea of what the rent is gonna be, like an average fee, like okay, what you need to pay for a 1 bedroom, a 2 bedroom, or a 3 bedroom, what you need to pay for a condo, what you need to pay for a townhouse, what you need to pay for a house. So try to look around to kind of like weigh your options and compare things. Don't just go for the first thing that you see and just like go into payment and all of that. So those are the websites I would say, apart from Facebook or Airbnb, that you can use to search for accommodation. Another way that you can use to search for accommodation is joining Facebook groups or WhatsApp groups or Telegrams. So you can join Facebook groups or WhatsApp group or Clubhouse or Telegram of new immigrants in Canada, and sometimes people post like offers of accommodation that they're looking for tenants. You can easily ask people in the group that, oh, if you know anybody like renting, let me know. Or you're looking for a 3-bedroom house in this particular area and you see people will be willing to help. I know mostly like there are lots of Telegram groups and Facebook groups for like new immigrants in Canada in like particular area. So when you're searching, maybe look for new immigrants in Canada in Kitchener. Kitchener is in Ontario, so you can search there, or new immigrant in Canada, in Toronto, something like that. So you're very specific to the area you're going to, and people can help you there, like with specific answers. And they can even sometimes there you see people that are like housing agents or brokers, and they have like stuff on the market that they want to rent, so you can easily like talk to them. And because they are particularly in that new immigrant group, they know how it works. Like they know that there are people that they haven't left their country and they are trying to look for accommodation, so they understand the whole dynamics and the paperwork and all of that. So that could be another easy way. Just ask people and say, oh, I'm gonna need the accommodation from this particular date to this particular date, and surely you get so much help. Or some people want to share accommodation as well. So if you're a student, for example, you can look for student accommodation in Kitchener and be specific, like groups like that will pop up. And you can even say like shared accommodation, like someone looking for a flatmate or housemate or something, so you're able to get a quick response to that. And also Facebook and Twitter, there are lots of groups or communities of new immigrants in Canada that you can join, where they post like, oh, in this area someone is looking for a tenant, or someone is looking for a flatmate, and if you're interested, DM or whatnot. So use all the social media and the platform that you can access to kind of like look for groups and communities where you can ask direct questions. Lastly, this one can be a bit on the expensive side, or maybe not, to be honest, is contacting housing agents or brokers that can help you search for accommodation. Although this one might demand lots of paperwork, and it's usually landlords that don't want any headache and they just give everything to like agents, and the agent does all the paperwork and stuff. So if you're not in the country yet, this might be a bit difficult. But like I said again, if you know someone in Canada, they can actually help you with that as well. So if you search for like housing agents in Ontario or housing agents in Mississauga, in that area, you can call them up and again talk to them, explain your situation, and they will be able to probably put things together for you. I know they get like their own commission, but that's not with you, that's with the landlord and stuff. But again, this might require a bit of paperwork, and the fact that you're not in the country, it might be a bit difficult, but there's no wrong in trying. Like you can always try and give them a call and talk to them and explain your situation and explain what you want, your demand, and maybe by the time they help you get something, you would already like be in the country. But most times the housing agent, they need you to go and do viewings, because they give you like options and you go and like look around what you want. So if you don't know someone and you're not in the country yet, this might be a bit tricky. But again, the option is there for you to explore, so why not? So yeah, I hope I've been able to answer your questions. I know it's a lot. Like I said, all the links are going to be in the description box below, so you know where to go to directly. If you find this video helpful, please share with other people. Share on Twitter, share on your Instagram, tag me that you're watching it at It's Miriam Salam. That's my Instagram, my Twitter, and all my social media platform. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and thank you so much for engaging with all my content. We hit 3K subscribers and I'm super excited. I can't thank you guys enough for all your support and engagement. It means so much to me. This is a good way to start the year, so I'm super excited, and I have so many content for you guys, so stay tuned. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys.